Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Zena Kenneth. I apologize for the terrible lighting, horrible camera quality in advance, and my baby in the background. Please bear with me. I am new to all this. It's actually pretty awkward doing this. I mean, I haven't done a video in literally actual years. I definitely feel like this is a channel that needs to be made. This is a message that needs to be shared and something that I feel very strongly about and don't see enough attention brought to it, and I feel like I can help out. Full disclaimer, obviously, I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional of any kind, nor do I claim to be. Anything that is shared on my channel essentially is just going to be my thoughts and opinions. I obviously could never replace a visit with your medical professional. And if you have any concerns or any thoughts of any kind, I suggest you make an appointment with your doctor and you keep that appointment and you just stay vigilant in your own personal health. Everything that I share on here is essentially my firsthand accounts of my experiences and what I've been through in my personal journey with my illnesses. Illness presents in many different ways. Everybody reacts differently to different kinds of medications. We all have different bodies. They're amazing. They're wonderful. Ultimately, please consult your doctor before you make any huge lifestyle changes or start any treatment plan of any kind. Even if it's something that you think is essentially harmless, you don't know how you will react and it could have side effects. Everything essentially has side effects, and it does matter, and professional opinions vary, but they are important. The first thing I want to address is basically, who am I? My name is Zena Kenneth. I am a single mother of two beautiful girls. I have been struggling with autoimmune disease for about 6 years now. It's been an adventure. It's been quite a journey, and actually, my youngest daughter was born after my diagnosis, the beginning of quarantine and all those things. So I definitely do have a unique perspective and a different point of view on pretty much everything that's been going on in our world and life in general as it is now, but also as it was before all of this happened. I actually did have to live essentially the same life before quarantine even happened. Backtracking, if we go back to like 2018, I was walking around with a mask on whenever I was out in public, near anyone ever. If you were going to be in my personal space or invade my personal space or in my little like bubble of safety, then I had to wear a mask because for my own protection. So when the mask mandate started coming out, I was just like, okay, it is what it is. You know, because people like me are the ones we're worried about. And since I look completely healthy majority of the time, I don't always, but the majority of the time I can look relatively healthy. So when you have what's called an invisible illness, then it's very easy for people to not realize your internal struggle and what you're going through and why what their actions are doing are affecting you. I have two autoimmune diseases and one pain-related disease. I have been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Hold on, I want to get this right. Systemic lupus erythematosus and fibromyalgia. The two, lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, are classified as autoimmune diseases. Immune system disorders cause either unusually low activity or, like in cases like mine, cause an overactive immune system, which basically means that your body will attack your own tissues, and this is defined as autoimmune disease. So a disorder would be a dysregulation of the autoimmune system, and if it's an overreaction where your body starts attacking itself and attacking healthy tissues, then it's considered an autoimmune disease. And there are so many different kinds of autoimmune diseases, and they're all horrifying. They all suck equally. And it's just really affecting to see that to read how these illnesses progress and what the symptoms are and what people are struggling with every day, I'm just like, what? See, the problem with my particular autoimmune diseases are that they tend to present, or have in the past presented more often, in people who are older. What has been happening in more recent years is that people who are younger and younger are presenting with autoimmune disease, such as rheumatoid arthritis. No one knows why. Where was I? All immunodeficiencies, whether it's an autoimmune disease or just a regular disorder, decrease your body's ability to fight off any infections or pretty much anything, which leaves you vulnerable. So basically, like, if somebody sneezes in the next room, I'm already sick. I promise you. You're so vulnerable already. When your immune system is the problem, because there's nothing you can do. The way we get better, that's our line of defense. That's our body's defense mechanism and form of protection for us. That's basically like the army not showing up for work that day. Or in fact, even better, it's like our own military force coming back and fighting us full force, sending in all the troops, just attacking one specific part of your body. It's insane. The body is an amazing thing. The body is strong enough to fight a fever. We can regenerate so many cells in our body and so many different things, that when your body is the thing, that's the problem. The only one that's strong enough to beat me is me. It's that serious. That's autoimmune disease. But in the case of rheumatoid arthritis, which is the first thing that I got diagnosed with, let me get the definition for you correctly. Rheumatoid arthritis is classified as an autoimmune disease where the antibodies attack the joints specifically. And it will attack other parts of the body too, of course, but it causes inflammation all over, which tends to increase around the joint area, wear down what is called the synovium fluid or synovium lining, which is a lining that protects your joint. It's a fluid lining around our joints that keeps them from rubbing against each other or rubbing against bone. It's not bone on bone. So we have something in between our bones that protects us. In the case of rheumatoid arthritis, the protection, the line of protection, is what my body is attacking. That can cause severe deformities. It definitely causes extreme pain, but it can cause severe deformities, and does in most people, including myself. I actually have deformations in my hands, and I'm starting to get some on my feet. Pretty debilitating, and it sucks, but that's, that's rheumatoid. For the SLE, which is systemic, words are hard, systemic lupus erythematosus, the antibodies released by my immune system begin to attack all throughout. With lupus is pretty gnarly. It likes to attack everything. But the most common places that it does affect are, again, the joints, lungs, blood cells, kidneys, and the nerves. Not only that, it also has huge effects on the skin. My skin, I suffer so bad in the sun and things like that, which I'll get into more hopefully in later videos if people are interested in what symptoms I've dealt with, how those got treated, how that got addressed. Pretty much like the dartboard, because that's what it was. They're throwing things at a dartboard and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And I went through back and forth with diagnoses. It is lupus, it's not lupus. Oh wait, it is lupus for real this time. Because see, the testing process is a whole nother thing we can get into. I can do a whole video on that alone, on just testing for autoimmune diseases and how all of that came to be and how hard it is for some of these diseases to even just get a diagnosis. Forget treatment. Don't even get me started on treatment. But just the diagnosis itself is just, it seems like an impossibility. And it's just the most, I don't even know what to call it. Exhausting process, like mentally, physically, emotionally taxing is what it is. Just dealing with these doctors and these people who they don't believe you, or they don't know enough, or they don't, I mean, I ran the gamut dealing with doctors. Maybe my channel could take off and I could interview some of them on here. That would be amazing. I could definitely get some of my medical professional opinions, at least my primary care, to maybe kind of give their 2 cents in a way and help those out that I can't maybe help because I don't have the knowledge. See, if I don't have the answer, I would like to bring you to the person that does. The other illness that I was diagnosed with was fibromyalgia. That's not an autoimmune disease, but it tends to be comorbid or present with rheumatoid arthritis. It's really common for somebody to have both. It's also called fibrositis. And it's a condition that causes pain pretty much all over my body. I get sleep problems, fatigues. It can cause emotional and mental distress. Will make you more sensitive to pain, I guess, when you touch directly like on the parts that are affected. For me, it's more stress related, and I don't deal with it on a constant daily basis like I do with my rheumatoid arthritis and my lupus. But it's something that does come up, and oh my gosh, whoa. To me, that pain, honestly, it's more intense than the RA, but the RA, it's harder just because it's a daily, constant, nagging, no matter what, you get no rest, no break. I am in pain currently right now. I'm about a level 6 pain. And for anybody with autoimmune disease or anybody who's been to a doctor, basically, if you ever go to the ER or anywhere like that, they'll ask you to like rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10. For me, typically, if I'm at around like a 5 or 6, that's typically as comfortable as I can get without drugs, without the aid of medication. And for me, that is a workable, feasible, doable level of pain. I had to work my way up to that over time with my disease. But after a while, your tolerance for pain goes up, and you just basically just start freaking living with it. You get tired of taking meds. You get tired of all these side effects. You get tired of everything, and you're just like, you know what? It is what it is. You know, it's there, and I deal with it. I get therapy, and I do what I need to do. I meditate, and I do what I need to do because it sucks. I can be in a cheery mood. I can laugh. I can giggle. I can do all those things in a level 6 pain. Mind you, I had my first daughter with no epidural. All natural birth, baby. I know pain. I would love to just go over pretty much everything. Go over the different treatments, the different symptoms, how I got my diagnoses, the different doctors I've had to deal with, how I was misdiagnosed initially. That's a very interesting story, actually. I was originally diagnosed with cancer. And I would not accept that diagnosis. I just knew I didn't have cancer. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like I was so against it, because I'm like, whatever is, meant for me is meant for me. I'm kind of that kind of person. If I have cancer, I'll deal with it. I'll do what I have to do. Cancer is not necessarily a death sentence the way it used to be, especially with the science and the industry moving the way it is. I used to work in pharmacy, actually. I used to be a pharmacy technician. So for me, I had a lot of knowledge of those medications, and I worked for long-term care facilities. So I had a lot of that extra knowledge of the medications. And ironically enough, during my treatment for RA, when I was having a really bad flare-up, I ended up being hospitalized in a nursing facility that actually received their medications from the pharmacy I used to work at. Oh wow. I used to help these people over the phone and all this stuff, get their meds, and I seen what they would go through with their medications, and now I'm that person. So when my medications weren't on time, I know why. I know how this works. It hits different when you've worked in that industry and you're now the person being taken care of. I had tried to set myself up to where I'm so marketable. I'm never going to be without a job and no one could ever take anything from me. But I took it from me. My immune system had other ideas. So yeah, I would definitely like to get more into like that story, I guess. Oh, and you know, this forms the treatment that I use. It's just opinions. These are just what I've been through and what I can share, because I think I've been through a unique experience that can benefit somebody who doesn't have to go through the same trial and error that I did. And if I could help anyone even a little bit, even if it's just like you don't feel like you're that person alone in the bed and you can't get out and nobody freaking understands. And I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry, but it's look at me. You're not alone. Cool? Cool. When you're in constant pain all the time, just knowing that somebody relates to you can mean everything, because that's all it is. I mean, obviously it'd be great if you can stop my pain. That'd be awesome. Don't push me to do things. Respect my boundaries. Respect my feelings. Respect me. Love me for me. And respect my limitations. And you may not know what those are, but I do. And I think us as caring friends and individuals, we want to push each other and push our friends to be better and do these things. Somebody with autoimmune disease, sometimes they just need to rest. And we need somebody to understand that we need to rest. This is very long. And I also don't know how to end it. So I'm going to say, to be continued. I hope to be back soon with some more helpful content and more various content, but on this subject, on autoimmune disease specifically. I am hell-bent more for Rhupus, the name given for the combination of rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. And I read actually that there is talks in the medical field. They're actually looking to classify it as its own illness because it's very specific. I guess there are certain things that are very specific if you have both. That does not occur if you have each individually. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm just saying this is my understanding from what I've been reading. So, you know, go read it yourself and you let me know, because maybe I misread. But anyways, if you know, let me know, because I'm always looking for new knowledge. And if I'm wrong about something, yeah, let me know, because I probably am. Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm literally not a doctor. I'm just a person who got sick and am trying to make sense of the world after it. But my baby needs to go get her snuggles, get her put down for bed. I appreciate it and appreciate the support and hope that it continues, and look forward to a long, happy channel. Yay. All right, take care and have a great one. Take care of that mental health and that mental and physical health, because you only get one life. So make it the best one. Take care.